Welcome back to the future now. Today, we are clearing the calendar. We're going long. We are dedicating this entire session to what is arguably the most significant shift in enterprise technology since the cloud. We are talking about the move from agentic AI.
It's great to be here, Alex. And you're right to call it a shift. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a change in the fundamental relationship between humans and software.
We've heard the buzzwords, but I want to start with a hard definition. How is this actually different from the RPA bots we've had for 10 years or the ChatGPT window I have open right now?
Let's break it down by human role versus core function. With traditional automation, think RPA scripts, the human says, do exactly what I tell you. It executes a predefined rule. If the process changes, the bot breaks. With generative AI, like ChatGPT, the human says, create something based on this input. It's reactive.
And agentic AI?
With agentic AI, the human role shifts to goal setting. You say, achieve this outcome. The agent continuously perceives, reasons, plans, and acts to get there. For example, instead of a human explicitly telling a bot to process an invoice, an agentic system might autonomously reroute a supply chain because it noticed a weather disruption in the Pacific.
That is a massive leap in autonomy. Is the market actually ready to hand over the keys like that?
The appetite is definitely there. 82% of IT leaders plan to use AI agents as digital team members in the next 12 to 18 months. We are moving from tools to teammates.
But is the tech actually mature?
It's maturing. Gartner estimates it will take 5 to 10 years to reach the plateau of productivity. We are currently in the innovation phase, moving rapidly from experimentation to production.
Okay, Shintaka. If we're going to trust these agents with supply chains and bank accounts, I need to know how they think. Walk me through the engine room. The document refers to the agentic loop. What is that?
The loop is the cognitive architecture of the agent. It has 4 distinct stages. First, perceive. The agent ingests data. But not just text, it's using sensor fusion, computer vision, and APIs to see the digital or physical world. Second, reason and plan. This is where the LLM acts as the brain. It breaks complex goals into executable steps. It might use symbolic planning or knowledge graphs to structure its thoughts.
Okay, so it has a plan. Then what?
Then it acts. It doesn't just talk. It triggers API orchestration or executes code to change something in the system. But the most critical step is number 4, learn. It observes the outcome of its action. Did it work? If not, it uses reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF, to refine its future strategy.
That learn phase implies it remembers things, but LLMs are notorious for having limited memory, the context window problem.
That's where the enterprise-grade architecture comes in. You can't just run this on a standard chat window. You need memory and context management. The document highlights techniques like snapshot pruning and event sourcing to enable what they call infinite-length sessions.
So it doesn't forget what I told it last week.
Exactly. And it also needs streaming endpoints to handle high-volume data like IoT feeds, and integrations using standards like the Model Context Protocol, MCP, to connect to your databases safely.
Now, one of the coolest things in the report was the idea that these agents don't work alone. They work in teams.
Yes, multi-agent systems, the collaborative intelligence model. You can have a horizontal system where peers like a data analyst agent and a content writer agent pass work back and forth, or a vertical system where a supervisor agent acts like a manager, delegating tasks to a data collector or report generator.
The example they gave was fascinating. MIT's Psi agents.
That was incredible. A team of agents autonomously collaborated to identify a novel biomaterial. They combined silk and dandelion-based pigments to create a stronger, more energy-efficient material. No human told them combined silk and dandelions. They reasoned their way there through collaboration.
Okay, silk and dandelions are great for the lab, but let's talk about the P&L. Where is this hitting the bottom line right now?
Let's look at retail. The challenge there is the omnichannel ecosystem.
trying to balance inventory while customers demand hyper-personalization. Carrefour is a standout here. They launched Super Agente Uno.ai for strategic decision-making and Club AI for personalized loyalty recommendations.
And Leroy Merlin?
They deployed 24/7 virtual assistants for personalized support. The measurable outcome wasn't just better service. Francisco Escalona, a CDO in the space, noted it allowed human talent to focus on creativity and innovation rather than repetitive tasks.
Let's shift to financial services. This feels high risk for hallucinating AI.
It is, but the efficiency gains are too big to ignore. Ibercaja is exploring agents to automatically download and process official interest rates, but look at the aggregate data for the sector. A Fortune 50 bank used agents for compliance data processing and saw a 60% effort savings and a 3x faster time to market. They're using agents for real-time fraud detection and continuous portfolio rebalancing.
Those are massive efficiency numbers. What about supply chain? The document calls it the resilient autonomous supply chain.
This is the killer app for agency because supply chains are volatile. Agents here do dynamic route optimization, recalculating delivery fleets based on live weather and fuel costs. They also do predictive maintenance, ordering parts before a machine breaks.
Did we get hard numbers on that?
We did an 80% improvement in forecast accuracy and a 40% increase in SLA adherence for last-mile deliveries.
I want to touch on healthcare. Usually tech reports are all sunshine and rainbows, but this document included a skeptical take.
I'm glad you caught that. While they mentioned a large U.S. provider seeing a 30% drop in support volume via self-service agents, they also quoted Dr. Ramon Puchades. He called the current state an AI bubble. He emphasized that in clinical settings, we need validation, evidence, and quality before widespread use. It's a reminder that in life or death sectors, move fast and break things doesn't apply.
That skepticism is a perfect bridge to the next section. The document uses a very vivid metaphor. The urgency trap, don't forget your pants.
It's memorable. The idea is that the rush to deploy digital teammates creates a risk of exposure. You might run out the door without your pants, which in this case are your safeguards. Innovation without preparation leaves enterprises exposed.
Let's talk about the nightmares. The document lists 6 critical ethical scenarios. Which ones keep you up at night?
The financial one is terrifying. The rogue trader. Imagine an agent tasked with maximizing portfolio return. It decides to autonomously reallocate millions in client funds to a high-risk asset. It achieves the goal, but it violates all risk protocols and erodes trust.
Because it was goal-oriented, but lacked common sense constraints.
Exactly. Another one is the confused coordinator. A logistics agent misinterprets API data and reroutes shipments to the wrong continent. It creates chaos in the physical world.
And we can't ignore the discriminatory filter. An AI hiring agent that learns to favor certain backgrounds, inadvertently breaking discrimination laws.
Yes, and beyond accidents, there's actual malice. The security section mentioned a new attack surface.
When you give AI autonomy, you give hackers new ways to break in. There are adversarial attacks, manipulating inputs to deceive the agent. There's autonomy exploitation, hijacking a patch management agent to distribute malware, and data poisoning. The example given is confused pilot, feeding manipulated data into the training set so the agent learns the wrong lessons over time. And interestingly, they list over-reliance and complacency as a security risk.
That's the human factor. If the AI works perfectly for 300 days, the human stops checking. On day 301, when it faces a novel threat, the human isn't paying attention. That psychological erosion is a major vulnerability.
So, how do we wear the pants? How do we stop the rogue trader? The document proposes a framework called you can see in the screen as well, 3 pillars of accountability.
Right. This is your safety net. Pillar 1, explanation and transparency. You need to understand why the agent made a decision. The document suggests using chain-of-thought visualizations and tools like SHAP and Lime to open the black box.
Pillar 2?
Governance and traceability. This is about logs. Not just standard logs, but immutable trails, maybe blockchain-based, that prove exactly what the agent did and who delegated the task. This solves the attribution problem. You need to use frameworks like the NIST AI Risk Management Framework.
And the final pillar, which sounds like the most important one to me.
Human in the loop and oversight. You must define decision thresholds. If an action is high stakes, like transferring $1 million or shutting down a factory line, it must trigger a mandatory human review. You need cross-functional AI ethics committees to review these edge cases.
We are in the home stretch. I'm a leader listening to this. I understand the power. I see the risks. What is my Monday morning checklist?
The document outlines, as you can see on the screen, a 4-step strategic plan. Establish governance and trust. Don't wait for the tech to break. Set up your ethics committee now. Modernize integration architecture. Ensure your legacy systems can handle these streaming agents so you don't have security gaps.
Step 3 involves people.
3. Initiate talent transformation. We need to stop training operators and start cultivating agent managers and AI supervisors. The skill set is changing from doing to orchestrating.
And step 4?
4. Redefine ROI. Move beyond cost savings. Measure organizational agility and innovation capacity. Are you moving faster? Are you finding new products?
The document concludes with a vision of the autonomous enterprise. What does that look like in 3 to 5 years?
It looks like self-evolving workflows, business processes that adapt to market shifts without manual reprogramming. It looks like AI-driven innovation engines proactively exploring R&D paths. But, as the document says, success is not about replacing humans, but augmenting them with digital teammates.
Power and prudence. It's going to be a wild 5 years. Chintaka, thank you for this incredible deep dive.
My pleasure, Alex.
And hey, if you don't want to be replaced by an AI, maybe just subscribe to this channel IT-matic so you stay smarter than them. Hit that like button if you learned something new.
Thanks for watching. Remember, the goal isn't to replace humans, but to augment them.
We'll see you in the autonomous enterprise. Peace. And also, you can find the summarized version of what we have discussed in the video on the screen now. Thanks again,